So it's very similar to bisecting an angle. I'd start by drawing a line between them.
Okay.
So if you join those two up, basically what you have to do is create a line that cuts it in half and it's perpendicular. So it'll be something like that is what you're aiming for. So step one would be you put the point on A halfway, like more than halfway for the line, just to make sure that they cross over. And so you make a mark here and make a mark here.
Okay.
And then step two, put the point on B and make a mark there, make a mark there. And any idea what you do?
Do you join the crosses together with a line?
Yeah. And that creates a perpendicular bisector.
Okay.
Now, mine is way off. But it should go right through the very middle.
Okay.
Cuts it in half and it's at a right angle. And you don't rub out these marks. So that's your working out. Don't rub out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how you do that. Perpendicular bisector. So bisector means cuts it in half, and perpendicular is just right angle. Any questions about that one?
No.
And so should I continue from like 32 downwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think 33 was a struggle as well.
So 33 is it's kind of a similar thing with loci. Okay, so construction is loci. It's just because it's not the easiest to show this way because it requires equipment. Okay, so this is between there and there. So you have to do 8 miles away from Lighthouse A.
Okay.
So that's the same as 8 centimeters. How can you show 8 centimeters away from A, or how can you get rid of this?
Could you use a ruler and measure 8 centimeters?
So you could, but you'd have to do like to the right, up, left, down.
Oh.
So instead of using just a ruler and pencil, you would use your pair of compasses.
Okay.
And you would do like an 8 centimeter circle around A.
Okay.
And so that's like an 8 centimeter radius around A.
Okay. And then you do the same for point B.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then point B is like a thing of 6 centimeters around it. And so what area do you shade?
The area where it crosses. So from where the line is as well.
Yeah. So this is inside the 8 centimeters and it's inside the 6 centimeters. And so it's in that area there somewhere.
Okay.
So the trick is if you use your compasses, that gives you all of the points that are 8 away from A. The other one, it gives you all the points that are 6 away from B, and then you just see where they cross over.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a circle. Okay. Any idea how we do 34?
So you would so to find the volume, I think, don't you need to work out the area first?
Mm-hmm.
So the volume of a prism is half, and then do the lengths, add together, and then times it by height.
Mm-hmm.
So you do a half time add 8 add 6 times 5.
Mm-hmm. So that gives you the area.
Yeah, and then you times it by its, and then when you get that answer, you times it by its length.
Yeah.
So 35 times 12.
So that times 12. Yeah. And you just, do the whole thing in the calculator.
Yep.
That's all right. Okay. How do we do this?
So with the coordinates, it's any. Oh. No, I'm not sure. I got something, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's right because of the center of the coordinates.
Yeah, so it has to be. It's not just the shape that gets enlarged; it's the space between the shape and the center of enlargement. So 3, 0. So you can do it using lines and stuff.
Okay.
I like to do it using vectors. So 3, 0. Sorry, 6, 0. 6, 0 is there. And so what's this distance up until you reach the point?
1.
And so what will that distance be for the new one?
1. No, 3. Sorry.
Yeah. And so 1, 2, 3. So now it's there. And so now you do an enlargement of 3 from there.
Okay.
So how many across? How many up?
So there is 3 across. No, sorry, 6 across. Sorry, on the bottom. There's 3 across. No, 3 going diagonally up.
Yeah. 2, 3.
Then 3 across and then 3 down.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can check to see if they match up. Where do I do it? So this corner here, so that's if I connect that to its original one, and it should go through the center. It does.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just kind of find some kind of reference point. So I just took that corner because it's closest, and so instead of it being 1 away, it's now 3 away because all the space inside as well, it's all multiplied by 3. Yeah. Any questions with that?
No.
That's 35. Okay, yeah. How about this
one? So would you want to work out the circumference of the whole thing first, and then you would add it with the 100?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you do pi times 30, you get 94.25.
Yeah.
And then you add that to 100, and you get 94.25 as your answer.
Done. Yeah. Great. Let me hang on, because I have all this 37. Another guy, Pierre, was doing the same as you. So he might be further, because he did more lessons. So that's what number was that? Oh, 59 and stuff. 56. Let me just go back a second. That's 45. So this is it. Yeah. Yeah, 194. This. Not that. That's it. Okay. Just because I already have it ready. Okay, how do we do this?
So to work out the volume, do you have to do pi times the radius times the height? So,
Something's missing.
you need to square root the radius.
Square it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. So that'd be pi times 4 times 5, which is 62.83.
Okay, and I would just, I wouldn't even do pi times 4 times 5. I would do pi times 2 squared times 5. So just let the calculator do all the work. Just do none of it yourself. Okay, how about this?
So I used SOHCAHTOA for this one, and I found out it was cos. So I did cos 25 times 12.5 to get 11.33.
Yeah. That's fine. How about this?
So it says to do it in the line y equals -1. So anything opposite that line. So what I did is I drew a line down that any line that crosses -1 in the y-axis.
And hold on, is it going through that -1?
Yeah.
So that is x equals -1 because it goes through -1 on the x.
So it's gotta go through along. So it's gotta go the other way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gotta go that way.
So that's one to watch for. So even though it's y equals, it's not going up and down like the y-axis. It's going through -1 on the y.
Okay. So from the points, it looks like it's 3 away. 3. Yeah. So you need to. So the opposite is 3.
Yeah. And then you just do that bit. Yeah. So just watch out. So the only difficult bit there is the x equals y equals stuff. It goes through that number on that axis. So just watch out for that. How about this?
So from the center, do you just rotate it? So you take the so with 90 degrees, it'll only just go once.
Yeah.
So would it be in the bottom right corner?
Yeah. And the way I would do it is using tracing paper.
Yeah.
So just trace over it, put your point here, and then just do a quarter of a turn and retrace it. And it's going to be somewhere like down here somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this, I found out what you had to times to get 8 from 5, so I found out that was 1.6.
Yep.
So then what I did is I did 9 times 1.6 to get 14.4.
Yeah, 9 times 1.6 equals 4. That's fine. And how do you get on for this one?
So I worked out the table first, and I worked out the missing numbers on them. For -1 is 2. For 2 it's -2, and for 4 it's 4. So then I
hold on. So the -1. So the way you do substitution is you replace the x with that number in a bracket.
Okay.
So if I put that in my calculator exactly as it is, so you use brackets instead of multiplying.
-3 -1. Oh, -5.
And so I'm getting 4.
Oh, I haven't done the bracket on the minus numbers.
Yeah, so it's to make sure, because you've got a minus, like -3 times -1, -1 times -1, so you end up with +1 and +3.
Okay.
So whenever you have to substitute. Just replace the x with the number in a bracket.
Okay. So for 2, I got 10 from the calculator.
I'm
not sure if that's...
So replace the x with a 2 in a bracket. What do you get?
Replace for 2 for a bracket.
So instead of x, you just have 2 in a bracket.
Oh, it's just 2. I thought. Oh yeah. I think I know where I've gone wrong. I think I've subbed in -2 instead of 2 because I thought the y-axis was x.
Ah, okay.
So I got -2.
Okay, and how about 4? When you sub in 4.
Okay. So -3, 4. I got 4.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And yeah,
and then you plot those points.
Yeah, and so that method will always work. Yeah. So replace x with number in a bracket. Any questions there?
No.
And so 13 and how far did you get with these questions?
So I think I got up to... I think I stopped at like... I'm not sure. Hold on, let me check. 84. I got up to 84.
Okay. Let's just see. And did you check the answers or?
I checked the answers with some of them. I had to check the answer for 46 because I went wrong because I didn't know how to work it out.
Okay. And do you know now?
I know how to work out the table. It's just I need to figure out how to do the actual chart.
Okay. That, and he's got the rest there. So 46 was this one. So the chart. So these added up to 60, I think.
Yeah, they do.
And so that's a quarter. 15 over 60 times 360 is 90.
Yeah.
And so with your thing, well, 90 degrees is pretty easy. Hang on, I'll just use 90 degrees like that. So just straight across is 90.
Yeah.
And you just have to remember to label it. So you label this one netball.
Yep.
The next one is 10 out of 15 times 360.
That'd be 60 I got.
60, okay. So with your protractor tools, maths tools.
Okay.
So protractor. So where you have your cross on your protractor, you line that up with where the two cross over.
Okay.
The first line, you spin it so the first line is on 0.
Okay.
So you can see 0 degrees.
So it has to the netball line that was just drawn has to be on 0 to find out the next one, which is hockey.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we said that it was 60 degrees, and so you just go to 60, starting from 0. So the other one starts 180 going down, the other is 0 going up. So you go to the 0 going up. And you also just kind of use your own common sense of it. Like if it looks really wrong.
Yeah, because there's no way it'll be on the left side.
Yeah, 60 should be an acute angle. And I should be using filled line. Yeah, and so you just make a mark at 60. and then draw your line to there.
Okay.
And something's missing.
Oh, you need to label it hockey.
Yeah. Label the hockey, and then you do the same for the other two. So 0.
And then for rugby, would you put the protractor on the line we've just drawn for hockey with it being 0?
Yeah.
Okay. So every time you make a new one, you move the protractor to the next line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still around the center, and now it's that one starting from 0. And what's the angle for that one?
So 26 times 6 is 156.
Okay, so it's 156. So it's there. And then, yeah, so 0 lines, so start from 0, do that. And then the last one is already done for you then.
Yep.
So that's
and then you label them rugby and football.
Yeah. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. How did you do this one?
I did the equation a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right.
So
I think this one's okay. How'd you get on for this one?
So I had to look at the mark scheme for 49, but I just realised you just have to do 4 take away -3.
Yeah.
Which you get 7.
Yeah, and you can also do -3 -4, and you get -7, but it's still just a difference of 7.
Yeah.
But it's usually seconds take away first. So difference is just take away.
Okay. And then for B, I'm not sure, but I did 9 take away 15 to get -6.
So for this one, so it starts at -6.
Oh, it starts at -6. But I thought it said from. I'm not sure then.
Let's see if it went up in years. Yeah, so it starts. It's like 5 a.m.
Okay.
Then it's to 2 p.m. and then it's to 11 p.m. And so it starts at -6.
Oh, went up by 9. I thought it was 9.
Okay. Yeah. So it goes up by 9.
So that would be -6 out of 9, which is 3.
Yeah.
And then going down by 15. 3 take away 15, -12.
Yeah. And so it's just starting temperature plus 9 minus 15.
So
That's
3
it.
-15 -12. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so let's see. How did you do C for this one?
So how do I do C?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I looked in the mark scheme and found out it was 4, but I didn't know how to work it out.
Okay. We okay for B?
Yeah.
Okay. The way you do C, the input is the same as the output. So you don't know what it is, so you call it X.
Okay.
Any idea what you'd call the output?
Y.
So you could call it Y, but they do help you. The input and output are the same.
So you just put X again.
Yeah, and now you can use that to try to create an equation to solve it.
So would you do 3x minus 8 equals x?
Yeah.
Okay. So then would you add on the 8? So you would cancel out the 8, so you would add 8 to it?
Yeah.
So that's 8x, and that leaves you with 3x. So then would you divide it by 3?
So you have 3x equals x plus 8. So you have to get all the x's on one side together.
So would you take away the x?
Yeah.
So take away the x. So that just leaves 3 equals 8 squared. No, just
if
8.
So what does 3x take away 1x?
Oh, 3x take away 1x is 2x.
And if you take away the x from the right side?
From the right side, is it just 8?
Yeah.
So x equals 4.
And that's what the mark scheme said.
Yeah.
So the trick is that it's you call the mystery number x, and then you know that the output must also be x because it has to be the same.
Okay.
And that creates an equation that you just solve. How did you get on for this one?
Hold on, where is it? So what I did is I writ it in a ratio. So for 12, 80, 120.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked out how many chocolate you need for one cake,
Mm-hmm.
which I found out was 10.
Okay.
And then so for one person you need 10 grams of chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
but for 30 you would times it by 30.
Mm-hmm.
So you would get 300 grams of chocolate.
That's great. And B?
So I did 120 divided by 200, then times it by 100.
Yeah, great.
Which is 60%.
That's great. That's good. Was this one okay?
I had to look at the mark scheme for this, but I got 18S plus 8T.
So that's it. So it's basically what you can do is replace the S with a number like 5. So if there was 5 seats in each row and there's 18 rows, how many in total? You'd say, oh, it's 18 times 5. And then you just swap it back and it's 18 times S, 18S.
Okay.
So if you have one like this, just swap it for a number and just kind of figure it out. S seats in each row. 8 rows. It's 8S, isn't it? Hang on. 8 rows in first class. Oh, they swapped them around. Okay, 18 economy. Yeah. So it would be 18 times 5, but instead it's 18 times S or whatever. Was this one alright?
I got 6 faces, and I had to look at the mark scheme because I didn't know what I forgot what a vertice is, and I got 8.
Yeah, corner.
Oh, the corners. Okay.
Yeah, and so it's just.
I thought vertices with the lines. The amount of lines.
What do they call those? Edges.
Edges. Okay.
Yeah. Lines, edges. Yeah. Vertices, corners. Lines, 5 letters, same as edges. Vertices, big word, same as corners.
Okay.
Were you okay for this timetable one?
I got up to CI for this one. So for A, I got 1109.
And were you stuck or you just?
I got stuck. Yeah.
Okay. So, say James arrives at the Milton bus stop at 9:29. At what time should he arrive at Red Island? So if he arrives there at 9:29, so what bus is he taking?
At 9:29, at Milton. Is he taking the blanked one? The one that's blanked?
He'd take the next bus that comes.
Oh, 9:41.
Yeah. And when does that bus arrive at Red Island?
9:55.
Yeah. So that's all that is. So
Okay.
that's the first bus that will arrive. And so how would you do part D?
Sally wants to travel from Southfield to Bakerstown. The 12:05 an express bus. How many more minutes is the journey if she takes an express bus? So 12:05 to Bakerstown. So that would take 55 minutes.
Yeah. And so that one is 55 minutes. You just work out the other and you do one first minus second to get the difference.
Yeah.
How do you get on with this one?
So I think, is this the one where you have to see where they meet, the 2 points?
Yeah, so it's a funny looking
So,
two-way table. This is all it is.
yeah. So for A, I got 23.
Bilton and Leek. Yeah,
Oh,
23.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one. Were you stuck on the second part?
No. I put. Oh, this part.
No, about the
So I was
previous one.
back
Yeah, I
at
didn't.
5.
I thought you'd be fine for the part B if you're going for that.
So what was the population in 1980? I got 760.
1980, 760. That's fine. What about part C?
The population expected to decrease by 120 by 2020. We'll work out the expected population at 2020. So what I did is I worked out that 2010 it was 990. So
Yeah,
I just added 120 to that, which I got 1,110.
that's it. 1,110. What is this? Draw a frequency polygon. How do you draw a frequency polygon?
So with the I've seen this one and I got stuck and then I just realised when we were looking for it. So you would have to find the midpoint first of all the graphs of the graph.
Yeah.
So the midpoint's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then you would draw the graph from that. So
Yeah, so it's like midpoint times frequency. Sorry, midpoint is the x and then frequency is the y.
yeah,
3,
3, 12, 5.
And what would be part B?
Work out the probability that the student travels more than 6 miles to school. 7 over 50.
Mm-hmm. Rounding. How did you get on for the brackets?
I got for the brackets. I got the one for B, but I didn't get the one for A.
Okay, so the system is you start with start at very left, two numbers in the bracket and move forward one each time, like move right one each time, then three numbers in brackets and then two brackets and so on. So you'd start by trying that. If that doesn't work, then you try red. If that doesn't work, then you try that, and so on.
Okay.
So So try that. Like put 6 times 7 in the bracket, then 7 plus 3 in the bracket, then 3 minus 8 in the bracket.
So 6 times 7 in the brackets, add 3 minus 8. That equals 37, so that doesn't work.
Okay.
So 6 times 7 plus 3. 7 plus 3 in the bracket. And minus 8. That equals 52.
Oh, there you go.
So the ones in the brackets is 7 plus 3.
Plus 3 minus 8. And you would just keep going if it didn't work. The next time would be 3 minus 8 in a bracket.
Yeah.
And so it's just a way to make sure that you try all possibilities, because you can kind of like try different stuff, but then you might have missed something in the middle but not realized it, you know. You wouldn't like think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the next question that you weren't sure about or had difficulty with or want to go through?
I have an answer for 58, but I didn't look at the mark scheme for it.
Yeah, go on.
I got 16. 16 combinations.
They wanted you to actually say what those combinations are.
Oh, I have done that. The way I've worked it out is I've wrote like, okay, so there's like G plus I, G plus S, G plus D, G plus B, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for, and that would be fine, I believe. But they, you'd use the whole word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so on. Okay. Go on. What was the next one after that?
So 59. I got one for A, B, and D, but I didn't get one for C because I'm not sure what integer was.
A whole number.
A whole number. So would that be 330?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's the same as A. Same answer. So there's nothing wrong about getting the same answer twice for different things.
Yeah.
What was the next question that you were?
64. Now, I think there was a question I was able to do later on that kind of looked like this, but I'm not sure. So,
yeah, go on.
would you have to work out the area of the big box?
Oh, so you could. And so what do you get?
So 240 times 200. That equals 48,000.
Okay. Oh, what's next? Or any ideas?
And then would you have to work out the area of the small circle? So that's just 20 times 20, which is that's just 400.
Mm-hmm.
Then would you divide the two numbers together? So 48,000 divided by 400, which is 120.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 120 tiles. Each box contains 15 tiles. So that would you do 120 divided by 15?
Yeah.
Which is 8.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 times £8.75.
Yeah.
Which is 70. Okay, so I'm just quickly write that one. Let's go quickly. 48,000. Uh, 120. 120. Yep. Okay. Okay.
How did did you do for this one?
So in the Venn diagram, in A I got 3, 6, 9, and 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the middle I just got 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the B circle I just got 5 and 10. And then the rest of the numbers in the universal.
What did you get for B?
And then is that 1 over 15?
Yeah. Hang on. How many numbers are there?
There are 16 numbers.
And so it should be
1 over 16.
Yeah, that's fine. So what was the next question you had difficulty with, or you want to go through?
Check. So I just want to check my answer for 73. I mean, actually, add 71, 72, and 73.
So this one. I believe mass equals density over volume.
Okay. So you would rearrange that to be mass over density.
I believe it's density over mass.
Oh, is it? Oh.
And so
so you do 7.8 divided by 877.5.
Yeah, I believe so. Sorry, mass equals density times volume. Mass equals density times volume. And so volume equals, mass over density. Yeah. And so what answer did you get?
800. I got 112.5.
Yeah. 12.5. So how about this one?
Is the equation for that force equals P times A? So pressure times area.
I think it's pressure over area. Let's take a look. Force is pressure over pressure times area. Sorry, pressure times area. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Pressure.
And I got 38.4.
And that's 38.4. That's fine.
I was just worried because I wasn't sure if I got the right equations or not.
Nah, you're right.
Yeah. I think that's one thing I need to quickly go through is like I need to find out all the equations I need to know for mass specifically.
So let's see. So GCSE to know formulae. So this is, let's see. So these are the ones you're not given. So feel like I could link to it.
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. So usually my mum forwards the emails you send to her, so
Okay.
I can get it all down as soon as possible.
Okay. Circumference area, Pythagoras, trig. Yeah, that's a nice thing. And the higher ones are these ones, the lighter, and so you only need to worry about the foundation ones.
Oh, so I need to work about the dark grey. So that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Oh, whatever that's done. How did you get on for this one?
So is the equation volume equals a third times pi r squared times height?
Yeah.
So that'd be a third times pi times 5 squared times 9, and I got 235.62 to 2 decimal places.
Yeah, that's fine. So let's just go here. Let's just go to the end. I think you're good there. Size of how would you do this one?
Let me just get to that question. There we go. What question is it?
So that's 101, I think.
Okay. So the size of the interior angle of a triangle when the ratio is 1:3:8. Calculate the difference in size between the largest and smallest angles. So no, I'm not sure.
What would you get if you added them up?
You get 12.
And what should you get if you add up the angles in a triangle?
180.
And so
do you do 180 divided by 12?
Yeah.
So that would be 15. So would you times these all by 15?
Yeah. And they wanted the difference between largest and smallest.
Okay, so that would be 15 and 15 times 8. That's 120. So we just do 120 take away 15?
Yeah.
So that would be 105.
That's it. And so this is like sharing out a ratio, like those questions, except it's just sharing out 180. They just don't tell you that it's 180.
Okay.
So that's the only difference there. Let's see. Any idea what this is about?
A number n is rounded to 1 decimal place. The result is 1.3. Using inequalities, write down the error interval for n. No, I'm not sure.
So you have to unround it. So it was rounded to 1 decimal place. So you have to say
1.25. Isn't it like 1.25 is less than x? N, and then but is greater than 1.35.
Yeah, and the two arrows both point left.
Okay.
You know how 1.35 would round up to 1.4?
Yeah.
So that's not included. How do you show that 1.25 is included?
Would you have to show that it rounds up to 1.3?
What you do is you put a line there.
Oh, so it's equal to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So n can't be equal to 1.35, but it goes up to 1.35. Because if it was equal to 1.35, then it rounds up to 1.4.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is error interval. You always do plus or minus. So like plus the degree of accuracy half, like half above, half below. Like you did, 1.25 and 1.35.
Okay.
Both arrows point to the left, and the smaller one has the or equal to.
Okay.
And it always follows that thing.
So whenever it says like with rounding to 1 decimal place or something like that, like to do a rounding, would you write that equation out?
Yeah. So it's if they say error interval.
Yeah.
What they're looking for, like this is an interval, so it's always going to be, it's always going to look like that, and then the number on the left is the lower bound, number on the right is the upper bound.
Okay, I think it.
And I just want to do this one last. How about this?
Calculate the area of the sector. No, I'm not sure.
What if it was a circle?
That'd be pi r squared.
Yeah. And how much of a circle is this?
It looks like a quarter, near enough a quarter. No, maybe no, a third.
Yeah, and it's basically the angle out of 360. So it turns out that 180 out of 360 is a third, but you don't even have to do that much. You can just say it's 120 out of 360.
Okay.
What's the radius?
The radius is 8 squared. No, 4 squared, sorry. No, 8 squared.
Yeah, because that would be the center. And so it's basically pi r squared times the angle over 360.
Okay.
Because that's like a fraction. It's that angle out of 360. So that of a circle. It might
Okay,
be.
that's... I got 67.02
So let's say
centimeters.
67.0 centimeters squared.
I'm just going to put that down. 360 times pi times 8 squared. So then in the angle, that'd be the angle divided by 360 times pi times r squared. Okay.
So I just want to make sure. So that was Andre, and your one. Yeah. So we went through these, and so was there any other question there that you weren't sure about or anything?
Maybe 87.
87. How much does she need? It's perimeter.
So would it be better if you converted that to decimals?
Just calculator. So you can do shift fraction to do 1 3/4.
Shift fraction. So
You have to do each side twice.
2, 3. Could you just put it all in a bracket and square it?
You could do that times 2.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're thinking of volume. You'd put it times 2. You would add the 2 and then do that times 2. Or you could just add them up. So what do you get there?
I just cleared. I have to quickly do it again. Shift fraction 1 3/4. Add 2/3 and times that by 2. I got 4.83 recurring.
And so how much more does she need?
0.83 meters.
Yeah, exactly. So that's basically just perimeter.
Okay.
Any other one? What was that?
94.
Oh wow! So you went all the way down to surface area. It's just the area of the 6 rectangles.
Okay, so would you just work out one area and then times it by 5?
Well, they're different faces. So the front and back are 9 times 12. The top and bottom are something else, and so it works that way. So, any idea what you do?
So would you work out the faces? So would you do for the front and back? Would you do 9 times 12?
Yeah.
And then what it looks like? It looks like.
So you do 9 times 12, either times 2 or 9 times 12 plus 9 times 12, because you got the front and the back.
Yeah, and then so times by 2, so 9 times 12, that's 108 times by 2, that's 216. And then you'd have to work out the front, bottom, and the sides.
Yeah.
So it looks like with the sides, it's 9 centimeters times 12 as well.
Yeah.
So that just be wouldn't that just be timesing it by a 2 again?
Yeah.
So 216 times 2. That equals 432. And then for the front and bottom, I think that's 12 times 12.
Yeah.
Which is 144. And then I'm guessing you times that by 2. So 144 times 2, that's 288. And then you add them together, so 432, 288, 720.
Yeah. Well done. And so yeah, you just add them all up. So all 6 sides, just get them separately and do it that way.
Okay. I think that's.
Any questions about that one?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well done, Noah. So when is your paper 2 is next week, is it?
Yes, I think it's Wednesday. I think.
And when is your paper 3?
I think the week after.
Okay. Okay. Any questions for me in general?
No. That's good. Thank you.
All right. Well, well done, Noah. You did great. I look forward to